We just got the numbers on Waystar Royco, the company in succession.
No spoilers here.
No spoilers.
And this isn't even a real company.
No, it is not, Jack.
But we can always find a real business takeaway.
Yes, we can. Yetis, let's go back to the 1970s when a company was founded by Logan Roy, a young immigrant man from Scotland.
Logan was a father of 4, but really only 3 mattered. Kendall, Shiv, and Roman. And they're all fighting to take over his empire once he passes.
Waystar Royco. That's the empire, isn't it, Jack?
Waystar Royco, a mashup corporate M&A name fit for a conglomerate of conglomerates.
We checked out the LinkedIn. If you want to work here, you gotta be a killer, Jack. You gotta be a killer.
Fictional company, but based on 3 real-world companies.
Waystar Royco is one part Rupert Murdoch's News Corp.
It's one part family-run LVMH.
And it's got a hint of Disney in there, doesn't it, Jack?
Waystar Royco operates in 50 countries. It is publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange.
Now, Jack and I should sprinkle on a little context here. We couldn't get the earnings report from Waystar Royco.
Because they don't exist.
Because it is a fake company. But in the last 5 years, there were references to its numbers in the show.
For example, what was it? Season 2? They mentioned $29 billion in annual revenues.
Let's go with that one, Jack. The one where they're hanging out in the Hamptons. That was a good kickoff.
So Fortune magazine extrapolated those numbers to estimate a $105 billion market cap of Waystar Royco.
They took a multiple you would apply to media companies and multiplied the $29 billion in revenues to get a $105 billion valuation.
And that valuation would place it 122 on the list of Fortune 500 companies.
Jack, can we sprinkle on a little more context here?
More valuable than Target, a little less valuable than Airbnb.
Jack, could you say that to make a Tomlet we had to break a few Gregs?
I'm saying it now. Yet he's the profit puppy of Waystar Royco is the cable news network known as ATN.
ATN. This is basically Fox News, but again, in the fictional world.
ATN demands a huge cut of the cable TV bundle that your grandparents pay for.
That is why it's a profit puppy.
And they also sell valuable commercials during the commercial breaks for like Life Alert.
If you're going to see an ad for Thitastrosol, you're going to see it on ATN.
But it's not just ATN. Waystar Royco owns a few movie studios. And they own a dozen print newspapers that are still in circulation.
And Jack, we can't forget about Cousin Greg's first job, can we?
Remember he was a mascot and he threw up in his suit because he was so bad at his job?
Because he was a mascot at the Waystar Royco amusement parks.
And how could we forget the original scandal of Waystar Royco?
Jack, you must be talking about the cruise lines, another revenue source for Waystar Royco.
And I think it was episode 1 where they acquired Valter, a competitor to BuzzFeed, a tech-driven, viral new age media company.
So this legacy media company now owns a tech-savvy media company.
But the latest product, the one that got the big product unveiled.
Oh, Jack, are you talking about Living Plus?
Living Plus, a hybrid of digital and physical.
Yeah, Living Plus was like an all-inclusive cruise, but in the real physical world, it was basically a retirement community where you lived.
It was a cruise ship on land.
It was ludicrously capacious.
Now, the goal with the Waystar Royco empire that Logan Roy was building was a flywheel.
Exactly, a flywheel strategy. Movie characters would drive theme park tickets and then cruise line sales.
But in reality, you got something different.
Yeah, ATN was a divisive news business that broke that flywheel.
You see it in season 4.
If it is to be said, so it be. So, Jack, what's the takeaway for our buddies over at Waystar Royco?
The real company Logan Roy should have followed is Ford.
Ford. Yetis, the core story of Succession is about a power struggle between family. It is a sibling rivalry that affects the whole economy.
Children competed to be the next leader, but the father wouldn't give it up.
Honestly, it's a Shakespearean mess. But frankly, Jack and I noticed there is one publicly traded American company that has pulled this off.
Ford.
We
think Ford is the biggest publicly traded family-run business in America.
Yeah, let's look at the evidence. Founded 120 years ago by Henry Ford, Ford has been run by a Ford family member for all but 20 years.
In fact, Ford just a few years ago added 2 of the founder's great-great-grandchildren to the board of directors.
Because the Ford family was willing to do what the Roys couldn't.
The Ford family put longevity over ego. They gave up some control to keep their power.
Well, the Fords have given up control by letting non-Fords become CEOs.
The Fords have swallowed their pride and let non-Fords run the company.
Yeti's Waystar Royco is a fake company.
But in reality, it should have followed Ford.